what's up, YouTube? So I wanted to speak about the Color Purple, the remake of the movie, and all the hoopla that's been around it, and just give some quick opinions on basically the film not doing what it was supposed to do at theaters, aka flopping, as some like to say, and just speak quickly to some of those things. For one, in all transparency, I did not see this movie. Reason being is for a couple reasons. One, I'm not a fan of musicals, so that's number one. Number two, what was my number two reason? Hold on. My number two reason was I prefer original content. I'm not a huge fan of remakes, so that's two things right there. And then I'm not really a fan of black movies based on back in the day when times was harder for us type movies. Some would like to call those struggle movies. Now, I have not saw this movie, so I don't want to call it a struggle movie, because it was based on the Broadway. I'm not sure how different the Broadway is from the original Color Purple. I have saw the original Color Purple, but be honest, I haven't even saw that from start to finish. For what I can remember, every time I saw it, it was just happened to be on the TV, and I would just watch. But straight sitting watching from start to finish, I cannot say that I have done that. But I did plan to originally go see it. It just wasn't one of those movies where I was going to go see it, first weekend or anything like that. Now, I'm one of those people. I don't go see stuff first weekend. For one, I'm waiting until Tuesday for it used to be $5 Tuesdays. Now it's like $6 Tuesdays. But I'm one of those people. I don't go to the movies on the weekend, so I will never be helping those weekend box office numbers. My number's not going to count until later on in the film when I go see it on Tuesday. And so I was planning to go see it. Now, this did come out on Christmas Day. And then basically like 3 weeks and it's on streaming. And you can tell they lost a lot of money because when I went to go check on Amazon Prime, they're already discounting the movie by $5 already. So they had like two different versions. The cheapest right now is like, so I can watch it for $14.99. That's not a good sign already. That is, first of all, that it wasn't even in theaters a complete month. And then on the streaming website, it's already discounted by $5. So that's a clear sign that Warner Brothers has lost a lot of movie in just trying to recruit whatever they can. So, and then, the budget was $100 million. And then some are saying 150 with promotion included. I'm still trying to figure out what exactly were they paying for that it cost $100 million, considering Taraji was complaining about her pay. And I'm still researching that part, trying to figure out what exactly was $100 million, considering she didn't get paid a lot. And then the other reason why I didn't jump up to go see is because when it came out, we had the Taraji comments about, it was a lot of comments about this movie in negative regard to how the actors were treated on the film. Not just from Taraji. Danielle mentioned a couple things, but mainly from Taraji. Of course, she started it, in mentioning that about the pay being an issue, and then how they had to drive themselves, had them renting cars to drive themselves in Atlanta traffic, which I've been to Atlanta like once, and all I remember from Atlanta is seeing that highway, it was like afternoon. It was like 8 lanes of highway. I have never saw that many lanes on a highway, and they were like all full of cars. So I can only imagine, driving around the city, you're not from there, trying to get the set and whatnot. So, I heard her talking about that. I feel like I heard something about food as far as them not getting food catered properly. And then just recently, like a couple of days ago, I think I saw something about Danielle saying something about she had to film with stand-ins because people were catching COVID, which was kind of shocking because I just assumed that with this type of stuff, they were still perhaps testing or even making sure that you have your boosters. I just assumed that would be going on, but I guess not. So, and then it was, that hoopla over the picture when they were up with Oprah and Taraji standing next to each other, and it just been, in my opinion, just a lot of negative stuff surrounding the film. And it didn't make me want to go support the film, because it's like, well, if you guys were treating the actors this bad and the actors went through all this, like, why would I want to go, put money into the movie theaters, not the movie theaters, but the Warner Brothers basically pockets for this type of treatment of the actors. So, like, I heard stuff like that, and it just makes me wait to want to watch it when it comes out on streaming. Which is what I plan to do. And so I just think everything just rolled out, unfortunately. For one, I think their budget was way too high. I don't know what was $100 million. Your actors have to go through all. Taraji's complaining about pay. You got them renting cars, all type of stuff. Like, where did this $100 million go? That's number one. And then putting it out on Christmas Day. I read something that Oprah had wanted to put it on Thanksgiving, which I think would have been a better time, because you could have got that Thanksgiving money and the Christmas money that in between, versus Christmas, everybody had already spent their money dealing with family and everything. It's just, then New Year's is coming up, and then you got to go back to work. It's like, it's just a busy time. So I don't know if that was the best release date to release it on Christmas. So I think that contributed to it, but mainly just the negative press around it. Just the negative press. I don't think a lot of fans of musicals. I saw on TikTok the Gen Z people were saying they're just tired of struggle movies, which I get. I'm not that this movie had any of that, but any new black slave movies, I don't see those type of movies. I just don't do that. I'm just not into putting monies back into the studio's pockets for more trauma. Basically, I don't care how much you need the story be told. I can read history books and get the real story, and not a fictitious story that they produce. So I think just with all those elements, the release date, too high of a budget, all the negative press, the fact of being a musical, and then the fact of some considering it struggle movie, it just all contributed to people not getting out to go see it as they thought they were planning to go see it. So yeah, that's just my quick thoughts on that movie. In regards to that, I'm still going to research what exactly this $100 million was spent on, because it doesn't sound like it was spent on the actors or making the actors comfortable. So I'm very curious of how did y'all get this $100 to $150 million budget? And I need to get the numbers of how much they have made so far. From my understanding, it's been very low. Very, very low as far as the numbers. But yeah, I just think those were the contributing factors to why it just was not a success, unfortunately. And I hope this doesn't stop, other black movies from being, and it shouldn't, because, it's plenty of other demographic movies that flop all the time, and it doesn't stop anything. And black is not a monolith, so just because this one particular movie didn't do well as a blockbuster doesn't mean we shouldn't continue to get big budgets for other future black movies. So hopefully this doesn't stop that. But some people are going to say it will, but hopefully it does not. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know why you think the movie didn't do well. What were the issues? Like I said, I think it's those 5 issues of the date, the budget being too high, trauma movie, musical, and negative press. Subscribe if you haven't already. Till next time, later.